it's like in Jamaica they say, what is it? One nation, one people, or something like that. But if I'm wrong, I'll correct that and put it on the side. But that's true. It's like it's one people. You know what I'm saying? The Chinese, the Coolie, so who we would call in America Indian. You know what I mean? It's all one people. You know what I mean? Everybody consider themselves Jamaican. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful experience. And I've been to Bermuda like years ago, when I was probably, late teens, early 20s, and I loved it. It was a lot of fun, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't Jamaica, and like Bermuda was it was like for a tourist. Oh man, it's beautiful. You could go jet skiing, and you know what I mean. Like, but stuff like that you would do in America, you know. But here in Jamaica is once you get out to tourist area, it's nothing like America. I mean, like maybe the houses are similar. Like they have a lot of people have board houses, and believe it or not, the houses in America is board houses. They just have insulation in them. But everybody, like most people have a green thumb. They know how to put a seed in the ground and grow some food. You know what I'm saying? Like young men, 15, 16, 12, 18, 19, 20, 25. They got a plot of land where they can grow food. You know what I'm saying? Now this is not necessarily in the city, even though it does happen in the city, but like in the country, like I've lived in Bluefields. I lived in Bluefields, Sheffield, Montego Bay, Negril, Red Gate, Cave, and probably a couple more. And it was like I moved around just to see, like catch the vibe. Because, over here, like, you don't have to, like it's not like a year lease. Like, it's just like month to month. You know what I'm saying? So you can be like, yo, you know what I mean? And that's, I was moving around and catching the vibe. Because when I first came here, I liked Negril. I love Negril. I still love Negril. You know what I mean? And I want the whole world to know about that. Like, come to Negril, But it was like, it's tourist, it is kind of touristy. Once you get outside the tourist area, it's still like a tourist mentality. And I think that's probably how me and my son's mother, were able to hit it off, because it was like, like in the tourist area, they speak, more, better English. Not everybody, but I would say, I've noticed, one thing I noticed that, like, in the tourist areas, like, the people that in that area, they talk, like, where you can understand them, like, because I still, haven't mastered the language where it's like somebody could talk, and it's like I understand anything they say, you know what I'm saying? I could get, but it's like I said, most of the dudes I deal with, they deportees, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, like my right hand man, you know what I'm saying? Like, Damian Rich, he not a deportee, but he lived in the UK. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? His English is like, I understand him completely. Like, you know what I mean? And, and then most of my, other dudes like live, they from New York, you know what I mean? One from 145th and Broadway, so I know that area very well. Yeah, I think he was 145th in Amsterdam, 146 in Amsterdam, but I've been up and down that block. You know what I mean? My man Ness, he drives taxis. You know what I'm saying? And he's taking care of his family. You know what I mean? Like, like one thing I learned out here, and what he's doing is he's saving and improving. That's what I like. Remember I told you. I don't know if I told you, but I've been studying millionaires and billionaires and rich people and successful people since I've been out here. Because since I've been out here, I've had time to study. You know what I mean? Like in America, you got so much time. Like I said, the best part of the day is like you working for somebody else, so you can't really live your dream. You're living their dream. But over here, it's like I've had time to like study, read books that I've always wanted to read, meditate, take deep breaths, exercise, jumping jacks, jump rope, push-ups, and it's like, I love my life. Word is born, I love my life. It's the best thing that I ever did. And it's like, I recommend you to come see it. Like, if you don't come holler at me, do yourself a favor and come holler at Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? And meet some people. Because it's some amazing people. And it's like, once you get past, like, let me put it like this. When I first came in the grill, we were staying in a resort up like near Burger King, like there's a square, and then there was a resort called Caribbean Sunset or something like that. But anyway, we were staying there. We was on top of the hill, so we could, oversee like the what they call the square and the grill, and it's like a roundabout. Anyway, make a long story short, I met my man Chris, and I met a lot of cats, and that's one thing is like, if you smoke ganja or whatever, like you got a way of like, like having a conversation with somebody and like knowing what's happening, So anyway, I would talk, I would always speak to the groundkeepers because like I said, we've been traveling since little kids, so. We never been on my mother and father. They never been high. Sister Diddy, like they, very like, I would say humble, but not humble like, meek, but like, humble like they great people, but it means nothing to them. Like, it's about showing respect and love. Being honest and living with integrity. These are the things that I learned from my mother and father. You know what I'm saying? So I was blessed. But anyway, we always travel. So like, we'd be going to like the Americana, like it was like they would go to the Playboy Club when it was a Playboy Club, but we couldn't go. But then after the Playboy Club went out of business, it became the Americana. It was like a resort. So we would go there and just chill. And it was like, like people with money who go there, you know what I'm saying? So we was like, I'll be playing with like the white boys, the European children. I won't stop saying white boys. The European kids, the Caucasian kids, and, playing football, running around, Like, anybody who had white friends, they crazy, especially in America and UK, they crazy. They think they think they run the world. They dominate. They dominate. Anyway. They over there like, showing me some shit that I was like, we was playing football in one of the like big lounge with a big cap with a big chandelier in it, a big room. Nobody was around. Like, we would have never did that. If it was a whole bunch of black kids, like we'd have been scared to go to jail. We'd have been outside. You know what I'm saying? But we was playing football, like But anyway. So we was always able to make friends and always looking to make friends when we go somewhere. So same when I got to the grill, like, I'm saying the same dudes, like I said, because we were there for a week and it turned into a month. But that first week, it was like, I had the dudes I was hollering about smoke and, and I see them like outside. So I go chill and chat with them while they just getting at work and they raking, doing the yard work and, And, I'm chatting with them, like trying to get in their mind, see what, like what's popping, what it's like, what's the temperature out here, you know what I'm saying? And they, and they was telling me what to do and what not to do, And that's how you gonna find like how to move, But and then shortly after that, when I met my, my son's mother, like I met her while on that vacation that week. And when they saw that, how I was treating a Jamaican woman, it turned it up a notch, I think, with the love, that they showed me, But it was like it was life changing, It was life changing, and I recommend anybody to like come to Jamaica You know what I'm saying? There's nowhere in the world like it. You know what I mean? And the thing is, like Jamaican culture, like I tell the artists, Jamaican culture is the biggest culture. You know what I mean? Coming out of the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? Like they have the biggest culture, like the biggest personality, and it's like even specifically the Rastafarian. You know what I'm saying? Like the Rastafarian is is probably, you know what I mean, and I would say undoubtedly the most respected culture coming out of Jamaica. Like, you know what I mean? Like white people want to walk around, like with Rasta, like, you know what I mean, with the locks, and, you know what I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? They're not really trying to be like a regular Jamaican person. You know what I mean? If they trying to be like, they trying to be like a Rasta. You know what I'm saying? Because the Rasta way of life, eating good, being respectful, good vibes, and all of that, it's like, can't help but respect it. I respect it. You know what I mean? Like anybody who's a respectable person that's not, you know what I mean, into like, you know, let's just say sinning and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And all that stuff that come with it. It's like, living a spiritually upright life. You know what I mean? You gotta respect the rise. You know what I mean? And some of the deepest conversations I've had is with Rise. You know what I mean? So, I always, I usually can find a common thread or agreement with Rise. I mean, you got niggas out here, like, wherever black people is, you know what I mean? There's always going to be confusion. There's always going to be poverty. There's always going to be ignorance. You know what I'm saying? And that's, and that's by design. You know what I'm saying? So you're always going to, have niggas like, side-eyeing you. And, you know what I mean? And it's like, the music is controlling the kids' minds. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's us against them. Everybody got an op. Just like in dance hall, same thing in hip hop in America. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these labels, are manufacturing our self-destruction and thriving off it and making money off it. You know what I'm saying? And they're giving a mic to ignorant people. And hip hop wasn't built like that. Reggae wasn't built like that. You know what I mean? But like the subgenres, you know what I mean, of like, that trap like vibe, whether it's a Jamaican artist or a Black American artist, it's like, it's negativity on it, and I think that's why Afrobeats and everything has like really like taken off, because it's like how how reggae was, you know what I'm saying, or it is still is, you know what I'm saying, like reggae is a positive, you're talking about positive stories, positive messages, you know what I mean, and the beat is like, you know what I mean, uplifting, and you know what I mean, you just want to like, you know what I'm saying, but so I always look at life through a musical world. I could keep up with history through music. But yes, it's an amazing culture, and you have to respect the roster. You know what I'm saying? You have to, because like Bob Marley, like I don't know if Black Americans would be wearing locks and all of that. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, but like it's like like most black, my son got locks. All the a lot of them young boys, the street smart, dudes and gangsters, and they got locks, and you know what I mean. And we know that the devil takes good and turns it into bad. You know what I mean. And there's one thing I would like to clear, like, FYI, like, never call, when you see a roster coming from America, never say, yo, Dread, what up, Dread? You know what I'm saying? That's very, very disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like, and unfortunately, like I told you, like a woman gives you, give you the culture. You got to, when you come to visit, you get a good woman. She's gonna show you the culture, how things is. And we was in Sheffield. You know what I mean? We walking to the main road to jump in the taxi to go shopping. I seen the roster, and I was like, and we have been like, yo, what up? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And yo, one day I was like, yo, what up, Dread? And yo, he just had this disappointed look in his face, and I was like, yo. And so we got, so when we got away and out of the earshot, you know what I'm saying? Like, Sashay was like, yo, don't never, what you doing? You don't call him no Dread, that's rude, da da da, boom, boom. I was like, yo, I said, my bad, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been a part of hip hop. I think even KRS one, you know what I mean, who Jamaican, he, you know what I'm saying, with Jamaican heritage, he, he was talking about the dreads, you know what I'm saying? So we've been calling the dreads since then, you know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, coming over here like, what up, Dread? Yo, that was a no-no. That was a no-no. You know what I mean? But, next time I called him, because like I said, he would sell corn. He would steam corn or whatever, like put it on the charcoal, you know what I mean? And like, yo, he was getting money, you know what I mean? Just selling that every day. Like I said, most black people, most people out here, they work for themselves, or they got like a side hustle, you know what I mean, on themselves, you know what I mean? And like my son's mother, like, you know what I mean, I told you what she do. She raise eggs, she, cooks, bakes, you know what I mean, sell cakes and all of that. Got rental property, you know what I'm saying? And she sell clothes, and and she'll tell you, like, I'm the one that taught her about the food, clothing, and shelter, because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us to, you know what I mean, focus on food, clothing, and shelter, because it always sells. You know what I mean? People always got to eat, they always got to clothe themselves, and they always got to feed themselves, and they got to need somewhere to live. You know what I'm saying? So, that's always a good investment, and it's been paying off for her.
P Funk City G.